boxing on Channel 5. Defending his name, his legacy, Harlem Eubank. Battling his way up the super lightweight rankings. Can he remain undefeated? Big Fight Live, Eubank versus Uruzquieta, Friday at 10 on Channel 5.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. The man of the moment joins me. Nathan, congratulations, another massive night for you.
Thank you, man. Have I got blood on my face? Was it off?
Mate, you still look as good as you did before, just with a couple of extra red marks.
Yeah, yeah, feel great, mate. Yeah, electric night, phenomenal crowd, and I felt like I enjoyed the performance. Obviously, Jack had a game plan for this one, and it was to push me hard. But I knew that was going to be the case, so I had to make sure from the first bell I let him know that he was in a fight. And first round, man, tough as nails, because I felt like I was cracking him, and he just wasn't quite going. So, but then you got the thing where you got to think, bloody, that's round 2 now, and they're coming at you. But no, I was happy with how it went.
I mean, when you walked into the ring by a chorus like that from your fans, and then you start quickly, I mean, could you do anything but start quickly? I can't imagine you going on the back foot when you've got that chorus behind you. It's got to be fight in that mode, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like I've fights before where Richie Wood was commentating, and he said he's quite impressed by how calm I've been considering the crowd. But there was a difference for that one. I knew what was coming at me, and you can't let Jack Flatley have any momentum, because if you do, he'll just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So yeah, the crowd obviously helps as well.
We didn't get to speak during the week, so just kind of going into this fight, I want to know, when you shared the 5 rounds you shared before, obviously it was premature, you didn't get the fight that you wanted. Kind of, what did you take from that going into tonight? Because you shared rounds, but you never had the fight that you should have really got.
To be honest, the first fight was very boring, man, because like I couldn't even watch it back really, because I thought, it's bloody boring, this first fight, because Jack obviously respected me, I respected Jack, and I was keeping the distance and just boxing, do what I needed to do to win the rounds. But this one was a bit different, because I knew he couldn't box like he did last time, because obviously he was 5 rounds down before, well, 4 at least. So I just knew it was going to be fireworks on the start, because that's what he was going to be bringing at me.
I mean, we've done a lot of interviews over the last couple of years, and you've always been very honest in saying, I didn't come off the podium, scored, I'm learning, and I'm still learning on the job despite jumping up the levels. But it just looks like you're so much more comfortable, like even the chest more puffed out, like you just seem a lot more aware and comfortable. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, 100%. Like under the guidance of Steve Woodvine and obviously Danny Johnson, the own boys, the own boxing gym, like Steve knows what I'm good at, but he knows what I'm weak at as well. So that's what he's trying to iron out a little bit out of me, because he knows what they're going to come. All he does is he looks at me like the opponents should be looking at me, or the coach's opponents should be looking at me, and he just says, we need to tidy up this, tidy up that. Yeah, granted, there's still things to work on, but like I said in there, we've all got things to work on, so it just is what it is, and he's
always such an exciting journey, definitely one of the most exciting in British boxing. And where does it end? Where does it go next? I feel like there's so many possibilities. There is going to be that big night in Stoke. What do you want next, and what do you want even for the rest of 2023?
Yeah, like I say, I want to go down to London and speak with Frank and George and just see what they want to plan for me next, because we've got a plan now to go somewhere. So, and obviously we just need to speak to Stoke City, because trust me, like it'd be weird like to say, a British title at a stadium fight, but with my guys, it will be done. It will be done, because just look at them, phenomenal. They follow me everywhere. I feel sick, man. I've got water in my stomach. I've got a piss test next, so I've got to drink loads of water, so it'll take me 3 hours to have a piss. Right, that's better.
Easy life being a boxer, isn't it?
Daniel called me, my balls are hot. Like anyone that sees UFC. Anyway.
Does it have to be something big and something meaningful, like a British title, like an opponent who's worthy? You couldn't just turn up there and have a standard fight.
Well, you'd want it to be for something like that, because one, it brings more prestige to the event. And it brings something that's never been done before. So granted, we've had a British champion before, Chris Edwards, the most successful boxer we've ever had, the late Chris Edwards, and what an amazing boxer he was. But at middleweight, I don't think he's ever been done in the like from, I think it's like super bantamweight and above. I don't think anyone's won a British title from that. I think we've had 2 or 3 British champions from Stoke in the history. So yeah, that would be something. Yeah,
it'd be special. Just one more thing. I've heard you say the phrase "living the dream." Do you still kind of have to pinch yourself at moments like this when you can walk out from that with a belt?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, right, my coach, Steve Woodvine, was actually in my corner for the opposite corner, in fact, for my last ever amateur boxing fight, which was 6.5, nearly 7 years ago, and it was against Zach Parker, the former WBO #1. And that was my last ever fight. I was never, ever going to box again. I had 90 fights as an amateur, never represented my country, although I beat loads of international lads. I just never got picked for some reason. So to think I was never going to box again, to then 7 years later to be doing what I'm doing now, this is like living the dream. For someone like people can say, oh, he's bang average. Well, if I'm bang average, well, a bang average lad is doing something that not many bang average lads do. So, yeah, I'm very lucky and privileged for it.
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncers' guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,